is Run, Alex, and the GCN Radio Network.
In the second hour, we've got Mike coming on to talk about drama in the movement. We had the Atlantic basically go to a neo-Nazi last weekend. They Sig Heil hand salutes, and basically now the alt-right is neo-Nazis. They've completely demonized it. Will alt-right, you can see the video there, we're going to play it again in full later. Will this split the alt-right? Will this end the alt-right? Is this a huge victory for the mainstream media, for fake news? Or can we delineate the true alt-right, the true Trump movement, given that Donald Trump has now disavowed at least this individual group? We're going to talk about that with Mike Cernovich. Jones will be joining at the bottom of the hour of things to discuss. Talking about Mitt Romney still being of state. This is floating. Kellyanne Conway kind of disavowed that yesterday, suggesting it happen. But it's still floating around there. The Trump train say they're going to get if Mitt Romney is an Secretary of State, not because of insults, because of Donald Trump on the campaign trail, but because of his record, because of the fact that he basically led the movement. So all that we're going to get into. The Washington Post has come and said that in fake news, but not only, they're now saying that all, including InfoWars, including Zero Hedge, including, are all run Kremlin. And fake news is a contrivance of the Russian government. The Washington Post article completely eviscerated here in the first hour. First, this is the, and it's kind of interesting because a lot of Trump supporters are very laid back over this. It is a problem they get, and that is Jill Stein of the Green Party has basically raised the point she's announced. In fact, reported Jill Stein recount in Wisconsin. A local party official, party presidential candidate requested a recount in basically for 40, little over 24 hours, an amount over $4.8 million to have a recount in Wisconsin, like a recount in Michigan, Pennsylvania. Of course, you will notice that those three states are the three states which Trump won. Isn't it interesting that in the interest of they're only doing a vote recount in states that Trump won, even though he won in states with far narrower margins than Trump won in Pennsylvania. Yeah, out of states where they're doing the recount, looks like they're going to raise enough money. They're all states Trump narrowly. Of course, this is off the meeting between computers and the Clinton campaign, where they're trying to call officially the Clinton campaign for, and lo and behold, Stein emerges out of nowhere. Says, oh, by the way, count. What's going on here? There's certain people who are very, very concerned about this. Bizarre money's being raised. It's on in a uniform fashion. Again, she raised $3 million for her entire campaign. Months of campaign only amounted to $3 million. Yet she was able to raise over $4.8 million in little over 24 hours. A lot of people, a lot of respect, people like Bill Mitchell have said that theater, it's something to worry about. Given what Brexit, they immediately tried to steal this from us. Are they going to try and steal it? We'll be back on the Alex Jones Show after the break. Infowars.com. We'll be right back. We are live. This is the Alex Friday, November 5th. Alex Jones will be coming up the hour, but just table here, we're going to get on, which is up on Infowars. Is Jill Stein an attempt to steal the electorate? As I said, some of the same supporters who were about vote fraud, a surprise text about this new recount in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania set to take place over the next week. AP reports that they are set to file before today's 5 p.m. deadline in Wisconsin for a recount of the vote. And again, people seem very physical about it. They could rig. How couldn't they rig this recount? I mean, given the fact that the Clinton campaign has personally with these computer scientists who claim that there are anomalies in the way the votes were counted, in the way they were tallied, electronic voting machines. Of course, small problem with that in Michigan, they don't use electronic machines and don't seem to answer that. To answer the question, which I several times now, why these recounts are in place in states that won. Which went up last night, is about Jill. Let's roll that video. So the temper tantrums, rioting and smashing up and sending death threats to electors failed. Now Hillary, encouraged by Jill Stein's fundraising campaign, are demanding a recount in Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania. They spent sniping about how dangerous Trump was, not immediately accept results.
He refused to say that he would respect the results of this election. Now, doing that, threatening our democracy. And the peaceful transition of power is one of the things that sets us apart. It's how we hold our country together, no matter who's in charge.
Now they're refusing to accept the election results.
Donald Trump refused to say that he'd respect the results of this election. That's a direct threat to democracy.
So by Hillary's own logic, her support with Jill Stein, direct threat to democracy. So when the right talks fraud, it's a direct, does it? It's ethical.
But Hillary won the popular vote. What are you afraid of?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe the fact that she's a lying, corrupt sociopath. Maybe the fact that her entire campaign was backed by that wouldn't hesitate a recount vote fraud that they need on election day. The Clinton campaign has already held meetings with computer scientists who claim that there are anomalies between votes cast on electronic voting machines and those cast by paper ballots. Yeah, with that, Michigan didn't even use electronic voting machines. And as Nate Silver, hardly a Trump supporter, has documented, these so-called anomalies completely disappear when you factor in demographics. This whole thing was already debunked before it began. Is Hillary Clinton to risk civil war in America by installing herself as part of a coup? Now, this is all a long shot. This goes to illustrate how the left only professes its love of democracy when, as soon as they start losing, they have a hissy fit of epic proportions. We saw the exact same thing after Brexit, and they're still trying to derail that, pissing all over the democratic will of the British people. Jill Stein also keeps raising the amount they're asking for to fund this recount. Just be one huge scam. And why is Jill doing this? Is it to try and some lefty street because she was vaguely supportive of Trump during the campaign? So that's pathetic. Jill Stein said the presidency would mean nuclear war, and now giving Hillary a lifeline.
Under Hillary Clinton, we could slide into nuclear war very quickly.
The deadline for demanding a recount in these three states is almost up. The Wisconsin deadline is tomorrow. In Pennsylvania and Michigan is week. If they extend deadlines to campaign, then you know. So listen up, crybaby, butthurt losers. No matter how many times you recount, Hillary will lost. No matter how many death threats you send to electors, still have lost. No matter how many boo-hoo whining you have, will still have lost. No matter how many cities smash up, Hillary will still have lost. You lost. Your ideology has been rejected. Go home, lick your wounds. People like Bernie Sanders explained why you lost. Because no one with you constantly identity politics down people's throats. It doesn't anymore. Your era is finished. It's done. Now wipe the blubbering on your face, step aside. let the adults get on. America great again. Okay. That video went up last. Is the latest to press. Jill Stein will in Wisconsin, Green Party. The article states Wisconsin law Stein's campaign must show a basis for the state and cover costs. Show a basis, yet they haven't shown whatsoever. Is the vote, was it tight? Yes, but it was tight in Nevada. It was tight. It was tight. Yet there's no recount taking place in states where. This is what said to PBS yesterday, quote, not being done to benefit at the expense of the other. So if that's the case, why are you only to conduct recounts in states where Trump won?